He wants how much?
The lawyer has advised us to settle the civil suit with him ASAP.
What? No way. We should report him for extortion. What loss of income? That's rubbish.
Don't forget, you've still got the criminal charges to answer for.
The fact is, I'm innocent, so why should we pay?
The evidence isn't looking good, and you know it, Damien.
So we should just suck it up. I didn't even touch Jared, okay?
The video evidence against you tells a different story.
It was a set-up!
How are we going to prove that? Look, if you get convicted for the assault charge, it would support Gerald's civil suit. We could end up paying even more. Is that what you want?
I don't know, okay? All I know is I'm not gonna just give up. Like what you're doing.
I tell you, I'm a yoga convert. My mind just feels so clear.
Since when do you do yoga?
I thought I told you yesterday. Mr. CEO invited me to a free trial class at his gym.
Considering you told me 50 things about Mr. CEO, I must have forgot.
Hey, so you found this CEO single and available? Maybe get intro to Geraldine.
Oh, I'm not sure. I think he's the type that doesn't really want to be tied down.
Didn't you tell me last night that...
Maybe he's not serious because he hasn't found the right girl.
No. These are not serious. Better don't introduce to Geraldine.
Hey, hello. At least he's a CEO, financially stable. Unlike that Benny, quite hopeless.
Why must you look down my friend's son just because he's not a CEO? My friend says Benny is a nice boy.
Okay. Then you tell me, how much does he earn from being a nice boy?
你呀，又来了，整天钱。
Speaking of money, actually, I don't mind signing up for more regular yoga classes. I think it's about $300 per month. Dear, this kind of money is worth it. Health is wealth.
You need to convince Damien to settle before he does something to make things worse.
You think I don't know that, Alex? You try talking to him. He's just as stubborn as his father.
And of course, the other issue is paying the amount Jared's asking for.
It's not that big of a deal. We'll just have to take it out of our savings.
What about the kids' uni fees? We'll have to pay 30+ K in a few months for all 3 of them.
What choice do we have? We'll just have to take out a loan or something.
You know what the interest rates are like now?
Then what do you suggest?
Maybe we can get a loan from someone in the family.
Out of the question. This is our family's problem to deal with. I don't want to involve anyone else.
You want me to ask my father for money to pay?
I mean, I'm sure he can afford it, right?
No, I don't care if he can afford it or not. That is not the issue. I just want nothing to do with him, okay?
So you're okay with our parents just picking up the tab?
I didn't say that.
Do you even know how much our parents pay for all our uni fees?
Well, my mom was the one who wanted me to go to uni in the first place, so...
Can you think about somebody other than yourself for a change?
You literally told me last night that Mr. CEO is happily single and available.
Geraldine is not his type lah. And if things don't work out, I'll lose out on potentially his entire professional network.
Are you sure that's the only reason?
Of course.
You're going to the range again?
Yeah, definitely need more practice before I can get out on the course. My shots that day are all YY one. But I'm slowly getting the hang of it.
I thought you were going to help Hafiq revise his RES exam today.
Yeah. After that, I'm going to the range. Oh, Mr. CEO said I need to get my PCA set.
Computer?
Proficiency cert. After I get it, I can get out on the course, and that's where the real magic happens.
I'll come with you!
Since when are you interested in golf?
I'm interested in networking. For sort out.
Good job, dear. You're finally thinking like a business owner.
I've been thinking a lot about what you told me the other day at RC. About Jared and all, Damien's assault case.
Did I give you my number? I don't recall.
Look, I think I may have just found a way to help Damien. But he probably doesn't want my help. In fact, he probably wants nothing to do with me at all.
You're right about that.
Does a part of you wonder if all of this could have been avoided? If you and Jared didn't...
Are you going to tell me your plan or what?
Only if you're interested to be a part of it. You do want to help Damien, don't you?
3, 2...
Unlicensed developers.
What is the maximum number of tenants in a private residential property?
6.
Tenancy in common means when one joint owner dies, his interest in the property is taken over by the surviving owner. True or false?
False. That's joint tenancy, isn't it?
Not bad, huh? Sounds like you know your stuff.
I am on fire!
I thought I was fierce, but Ling, you're a different league.
If your son is as playful as mine, no choice. Otherwise, nothing will get done.
My boy is also playful, but at least he managed to prepare well for his RAS exam.
Better don't be too overconfident, huh? Some of the questions can be very tricky.
I'll be fine. I got this down, yo.
Anyway, I spoke to my boss. He's usually very picky, but since it's you, he doesn't mind taking on another agent. But provided you pass your RAS exam. No pressure, huh? Only 1 in 3 pass on the first try.
Taking off for golf. No need to do business, is it?
I'll only be gone for a few hours.
Afternoon is peak period. So many customers at the shop, so many patients to see.
Mr. CEO will also be there. Huh? I'll suss him up for you. You know, for Geraldine's sake.
Good idea. Update me later what you find out. Hi.
Honestly, this is a waste of time. What can this lawyer friend of yours possibly advise us to do that my lawyers cannot?
Just take it as a second opinion.
Wait, this is your lawyer friend?
Just hear him out, okay?
Damien, nice of you to join us.
What's he doing here? You have no right to interfere.
See, this is the aggression I told you about. Good to see you, Arasi.
Come on, just join us for a chat.
Just mind your own business and stay the hell out of my life, okay?
I don't exactly know what you want to discuss, but if you're here to convince me to drop the suit, you're wasting your time.
I must say, I really admire your composure, Jared. You see, much like yourself, I was wrongly accused of things I didn't do.
So I've heard.
But rather than stay and fight for my innocence, I chose to run. And I lost my family. But you're bravely fighting on. Takes guts.
To be honest, the first time, I was scared out of my wits.
The first time?
You know how girls are. An older guy shows them the slightest bit of attention, and they start fantasizing about what to name their children.
They just read too much into our actions, don't they?
Those little brains start latching on to the wrong ideas. That's when you know you're in trouble.
I've been there. No matter how you try to let them down easy, it never ends well.
And they get all hurt, all dramatic, and then they start playing that victim card. But hey, all you ever did and all that was done was consensual. Just a case of mismatched expectations.
It's not like we ever promised them anything.
Thankfully, I have a very understanding fiancé, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. You are a very lucky man. My wife was no nonsense. Divorced me.
My Geeta, she knows how to honor a man. We may have our ups and downs, but she always comes back to me.
Mama, so you like to take advantage of young girls and then make them think that it's their fault?
Mama, it's just me and my friend, you know, talking hypothetically.
You know, I didn't like you the first time I set eyes on you. Now I know why.
I've looked back into your past, all the way back to when you were working overseas after uni.
I was never charged for anything.
I wonder just how understanding your fiancée would be if she knew just how deep your rabbit hole goes.
Are you threatening me?
By no means. But I have handed all the relevant information to your future father-in-law here. And I don't think I need to remind you that he is a very important, influential man.
Mama, please, you cannot believe what...
I don't know what my daughter sees in you. But from now on, I'll be watching you. Just one step out of line, you hurt her, damage my reputation, I'll bury you.
Aiyo, I already told you it's your first time. Don't be so gay kiang.
It's just a minor sprain, I'll be fine.
Alamak, why like that?
Dear, I already told you, golf is not about strength. Huh? It's about technique. Didn't Mr. CEO tell you?
Yeah, he was very kind to give some pointers.
Then you should have listened. Hey, he's a single-digit handicapper, you know? He knows what he's talking about.
You better come inside and let me have a look.
Thanks, Father. I go off first.
Hey, where are you going?
Back to the range. I want to practice more.
Adam is clearing his leave in the next few weeks, so you'll have to take over his patient load.
Serious, ah? But some of his patients are quite demanding, you know. Are they okay with it?
So you better make sure you treat them properly.
I thought usually Adam will hand over to one of the more experienced physiotherapists.
Don't ask me. Philip specifically said that you will take them on.
Why? It's a good opportunity.
Hey, you forgotten, ah? I made Philip's shoulder worse that time.
That was how many months ago? He probably can't even remember.
What if he's trying to sabo me?
Or he thinks that you've done well in the past few months and thinks that you can handle the responsibility. Think positive, sayang.
You're right. I can do it.
Good. Drink up. You better go. Your first patient is waiting for you outside.
Hey, Anthony. Hey, sorry. Hey, your wife's clients really got deep pockets. Or maybe it's a boss.
What makes you say that?
I just came up from a grassroots meeting and I saw peeling coming out from somebody's car.
Uh-huh.
Hey, not just any car, huh? It's a Falco Tarantula Roadster.
Is that some kind of sports car?
Hey, it's not just some sports car, my friend. 4 liters V8 engine. 0 to 100 in 3.5 seconds. 950K without COE.
Anyway, it cannot be Pei-Ling. She's still in the driving range right now.
When I see a beauty like that, I can't help it but snap a photo. Of course, referring to the car, Now, isn't that Pei-Ling coming up from somebody's car?
I don't know. The questions were kind of different from all the practice papers that I did.
Well, Pei-Ling said that the exam can be quite tricky.
Yeah.
You did your best, sayang. There's no use worrying about it now.
But if I don't pass it on the first try, Pei-Ling's boss may feel I'm not good enough to join their team.
Then you join another team.
But I did so well when Pei-Ling was quizzing me just now. I really thought I could be the 1 in 3 that passed on the first try.
Hafiq, pass or fail, it doesn't mean you can't become a good property agent, kan?
Yeah, and the most important thing is you know where you want to be and you are working hard to get there. Okay?
Anthony, later help me see my phone. I keep on getting spam calls. Oi.
Yeah, I'll look into it later.
I'm asking you for a small favor. You cannot talk nicely?
Okay, don't quarrel. The weather is so hot. I made some green bean soup. Come and drink.
给他喝多一点。
Brayden! Brayden?
Mama. He's doing a time practice paper. Don't disturb him.
Then Pei-Ling coming back soon or not?
Who knows?
最近他心情比较好，可能做了很多运动 ，yoga、golf， 哇，很健康。
老婆。
Jared is gonna drop the civil suit. That's great.
That's great. So nothing's gonna happen to Jared.
Excuse me?
He gets to carry on living his life, marry into his loaded fiance's family, and never have to answer for what he did to RC.
That was never going to happen, Damien. This was about you and your little misadventure.
You know what? Nobody asked for your help. So why don't you just butt out, okay?
Sit. Might I remind you that you are the reason that Arasi won't get any justice for what Jared did? Because you, in your stupidity, interfered when you shouldn't have.
Which is exactly what you did when you went to meet Jared. We were getting on just fine without you. So why don't you just leave us alone and die somewhere else?
Damien!
I messaged you quite a few times. You didn't answer.
I didn't even have time to clear my messages. It was non-stop the whole day. After the range, I had viewings, then high tea with a friend.
High tea?
Brayden, where's your time practice paper? You were supposed to show me, right? First page, I already counted 3 careless mistakes. At this stage, Brayden, you shouldn't be making this type of mistakes.
Sorry, Mummy.
No point saying sorry to me. I'm not taking PSLE this year. Did you check your work?
Yes.
Then? How come you didn't catch your own mistakes?
He was working so hard the whole afternoon. Why not let him take his green bean soup first?
He can have it once he finishes his corrections. Come.
How could you say such a thing to your father?
What? So now you're part of the Michael Go fan club?
You know I'm the last person who will be on his side. But Damien, you went too far.
He should just learn to mind his own business and live his own life.
Well, thanks to him, at least he's gotten you off the hook with Jared.
So is that supposed to undo everything that is was true? Let me ask you a question. Have you forgiven him?
This has nothing to do with me. He wants to reconnect with you and your sisters. ALS is an unpredictable disease. It's when people are dying that they finally realize what's important to them in their life. And I see it all the time in the hospital. Damien, this could be your last chance to get to know your father.
What do you think of the wedding caterers that your Papa sent over? Sayang, please don't tell me you're still thinking about your RES exam.
I had all these plans, you know? I wanted my very first transaction as a property agent to be our very own home.
It can still be.
Not if I fail. I even identified the best possible location. Close to the hospital and SSU, so you don't need to run around so much. And walking distance to my favorite ayam penyet.
I'm sure your Baba won't be too pleased about that.
I guess I just can't wait to have a place that we can call our own.
And we will. You know, I've always wanted a bigger space. All the places I've rented have been so cramped. And as long as everyone in your family can fit around a dining table, I'll be happy.
Don't worry, I've got you covered. The area I'm thinking of, MOP 10 years back. So, not so old that we'll kena SCRS, but not so new that there's not enough space.
Listen to yourself. Already talking like a hotshot agent. Okay, so the wedding.
I suppose you were here for physio. How did it go? Is a full recovery at hand? PSLE season. All hands on deck. It's a very stressful time for parents and students. Is everything okay? You must have had your hands full at school today. There you go. There's that smile. Do you wanna talk about it? I mean, I'm no teacher, but I'm always ready to lend a helping hand.
You're really on a roll today, Harish. I gotta hand it to you.
Nice. Okay, that's it. I'm all out. No more hand puns from me.
Well, thank you for trying to cheer me up, Harish. I appreciate it. I've just had an awful day.
I'm all ears.
At the rate Brayden is going, he'll be lucky if he can get his 3rd or 4th choice.
Who did you say you went out with for high tea just now?
High tea? Mrs. Yeo. You know the one who is looking for an investment property in District 10?
What kind of car does he drive?
I don't think she drives. She usually takes flat.
So she doesn't drive in a Falco Tarantula Roadster?
A what?
Uncle Chandra saw you getting out of a very fancy sports car.
Yeah, you know I don't know all the car models, all that.
So whose car was it then?
Mr. CEO, he gave me a lift from the range.
Of course it was. So free, this CEO. Got time to go to the range, huh? Go for yoga, go for...
Oh my God, look at the parents group chat. A student from Braden's school just tried to jump.
Maybe Damien is finding hard to deal with your diagnosis, and that's how it comes up.
No need to make any excuses for him, Alex. He's my son. I think I know him well enough.
He's definitely impulsive, and that's what got him into trouble in the first place. I guess he got that from you as well?
I can assure you, there was nothing impulsive about the way I set about convincing our friend Jared to reconsider his choices.
It's not what you did, but how you did it.
I solved the problem.
Look, in standing up for Arasi, Damien really believed that he was doing something right. But now, thanks to you, he probably thinks it's better to coerce someone to do what he wants them to do. Look, based on what you've seen, you probably won't believe me, but Michael, Damien looks up to you.
He's got a real funny way of showing it. Maybe Damien's right. I should have just left them alone and gone to die somewhere else.
There are certain parents who love to get on my case about not giving their kids enough assignments and worksheets and test papers.
It's so tough. As a teacher, you feel a responsibility towards your students, but then you're answerable to the parents.
Yes, finally, someone who understands.
Parents are under pressure too. They just want what's best for their kids.
Yeah. Okay, I better get back to school. The principal's called a meeting. Thanks, Harish. Bye.